All right, I've had a few questions from students regarding specifically these charts down here at the bottom. Okay. Some students might be using an older version of Excel. I'm using Microsoft Excel 2019. Also, I'm using a PC, and Excel on a Mac might be a little bit different. And the way that I went about creating these charts, I used some of the automated options or recommended chart options. Here in the category analysis, what we did is we picked the category and we went to total profits. I went to insert recommended charts, all charts, clustered, stacked, and selected this one. This is not available for everybody. So let's back up here and let's recreate this so that way others that might be having issues can kind of find what they need. So I'm going to select on the category and I'm going to select on the profits. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come up here and insert a 2D column chart, but I'm going to make it a stacked column chart. This is important. If you go to the column chart, the clustered column chart, this won't work. So it has to be a stacked column chart. All right. So I'll select on this, but it's still not working. The modification you have to make for this is go up here to the Design tab. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I got my little cursor here. We want to go up here to the Design tab, and we're going to select Switch Row Column. Okay. Now, if that Design tab is not showing, you need to be selected onto the chart for that to pop up. So you see how it pops up here. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead, select on it, go to the Design tab, and I mentioned before I'm going to be looking specifically at this. I'm going to hit it, and now everything is in play. Now you can go to a quick layout, find one that will get you close, and then make your modifications from there. Now, just a note of caution, what could happen, you might be looking at, well, how am I making those modifications? Let me make a few here real quick so that way I have so chart title, I want above chart, there we go. And then also I want a vertical title, and then also I am going to want to put the numerical values. Okay, by the way, I don't want this bottom one, and so on and so forth. Now, let's say that what could happen, is that this could look a little differently, and let me show you a setting that may be something you might have to modify. So I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to go to Format Data Series, and this side window pops up. Now, these controls right here, series overlap and gap width, are very helpful with what we're dealing with. If you want to make the column to be thinner, you can move the gap width to the right. If you make it wider, move it to the left, right? Typically, I think it's really naturally around 250, but that's one thing. The other thing is that this slider at the top, the series overlap, when it's at 100%, everything is stacked on one another. As you move it left, what will happen is they'll start to be shifted across the spectrum. So you can see that's what the overlap is. So if your overlap is set to 0, you might have this kind of picture. And if it does, you have to make sure that you format the data series and then come here and set that series overlap here to 100. Okay. Now, the rest of it you should be able to figure out from there. So I'm going to stop here and let you go on your merry way with that particular activity. But I'm going to give one more piece of information, and it's about another question that I've received, and it is a matter about fitting all of this to one page. One thing that I'm going to tell you on this particular page, the best way to do this is to select all of the cells that you want printed, go to Page Layout, set this as Print Area, make sure that the width is one page and that the height is one page. If you go to File and Print, you will see everything is on one page. What I have to do is change this to a landscape orientation, right? And then I have to change, modify the margins. And now I can get everything on one page without having to make major adjustments to this table. All right. Thank you very much. Good luck. Let me know if you have other questions.